All right. What happened? So as he's telling me the story, a guy named Steve from out the 7th Ward coming in while he reached for the door, and Man shot him in the head. So I started shooting toward the door at Man and he took off running. Did you know Steve from the 7th Ward? No, I never knew him. Okay. But you saw Man shoot him? Yes. All right. And you shot back at Man? Yes. Do you know if you hit him? No. All right. What happened next? I take off running toward the hallway. The police come and I dished the gun off and they wind up, once I dished the gun off, I went outside to see who it was shot and the police pulled up. So they started rounding up people, like 5 guys from off Galvez, and brought them all down for questioning. Okay. And when you say you ditched the gun off, what do you mean? I gave somebody the gun to hold. And do you remember who was with you when you all went to the police station? Me, Washington McCaskill, Chris McCann, I think, Controy Hickerson, Lance Bennett, and Travell Taylor. Okay. And how long were you at the police station? We all stayed for about an hour and a half. All right. Were you arrested that night? No. All right. Did you tell them what you had seen or what happened? No. Okay. How did you get out of the police station that night? I mean, they just questioned us and asked. They asked where we was and, did we have an alibi? And that was that. All right. Did there come a time later when you told the police what you had seen? By me giving them a false name, they put out an attachment for me. Well, explain that to the jury. What do you mean you gave them a false name? I gave them my brother's name. Okay. And what's your brother's name? Deshaun Jackson. And is he older or younger than you? He older than me. All right. How did they figure out you gave them a fake name? Because the next day, my brother and my cousin brought Duke, who was on the scene yesterday. Well, the day the shooting happened, he dropped his keys. So they towed his car. And this is Duke's car? Yes. Okay. So they brought Duke to go get his car, and the police pulled him over. Stopped him at the impound and brought him down for questioning. And when they got to my brother, they told him that somebody named Deshaun was already there. So my brother told them that it was me. Okay. And once the police figured that out, they did what? They put a warrant out for me. Okay. And then my brother told me. When he told me, I just called them. Because they was trying to charge me for murder. So I just called them and I told them what happened. Okay. And when you told them what happened, did you tell them who you saw shot Steve? Yes. All right. And who shot Steve? Man. Okay. Do you know what happened to Man? No. Did he go to jail in Texas? I heard he did. Was it good or bad that you made a statement on him? It was bad. Why? Because that's something that we're not supposed to do. What do you mean? At that time, it wasn't something I was supposed to do. All right. What do you mean you're not supposed to do that? At that time, I wasn't supposed to make no statement on nobody. I wasn't supposed to tell on nobody. But I don't understand. Man is from the Calliope, right? Yeah, but that didn't mean nothing. That didn't mean anything. Ratting. Telling is telling. So even though he's from a rival gang and he could be trying to kill you, you can't tell? Correct. Did you later learn that Man was upset about that? What you said? Did you learn later that Man was upset? Yes, I found out that he was. Now, after this, did you come straight back to New Orleans or did you ever live in Baton Rouge? When I got out of jail, I moved to Baton Rouge. All right. And were you in jail in Texas? Yes. All right. For what? They violated my parole. Okay. For what? For getting caught with a firearm. I had got caught with a firearm My PO had found out about it, and she found out about the misrepresentation of the name, so she violated my parole. All right. After Katrina, when did you first move back full-time to New Orleans? Full-time, 2010. Okay. And when you came back in 2010, what were you doing for a living? Really nothing. A friend of mine gave me some dope to make a few dollars with. All right. Who's your friend? McCoy. McCoy Walker? Yeah. And do you know who McCoy Walker was getting his heroin from? He was telling me about this guy named Brother. Judge, I don't think that there's a predicate that this is in the course of the conspiracy or that this is a proper co-conspirator statement. Lay a predicate. You just stated McCoy Walker was giving you heroin, correct? Objection. He didn't say that. Overruled. Go ahead. Well, sustained at this time. Lay a predicate. If someone gives you heroin, you're in a conspiracy with them, correct? Right. Not that. Objection. Calls for a legal conclusion. I object. Objection sustained. Date. Go through. Lay a foundation. He just said how he moved back in 2010, Judge. And it really wouldn't matter the day. He can say what McCoy told him if he's giving him heroin. A buyer-seller relationship doesn't, as it relates, create a conspiracy. What's that? Objection sustained. Rephrase your question. Was McCoy Walker from 3rd and Galvez? Yes. Was McCoy Walker, did he sell drugs with 3rd and Galvez? Yes. Did he handle guns with 3rd and Galvez? Yes. All right. Did you do those things too? Yes. All right. And while we're at it, did Terrius Oni sell drugs with 3rd and Galvez? Yes. All right. Did Terrius Oni have guns with 3rd and Galvez too? Yes. All right. Same question. Damian Barnes. Did Damian Barnes sell drugs? Yes. Okay. Did Damian Barnes have guns? Yes. Okay. What did McCoy Walker tell you about where he was getting his heroin? He was telling me about a guy from out the 9th Ward named... Objection. Hearsay. Overruled. You can go ahead. He was telling me about this guy Breezy from out of the 9th Ward, saying how they had been linked up or whatever. Did you eventually meet members or guys from the 9th Ward? Yeah, a few of them. All right. Who did you meet? I met Evans. I met Leroy. I met Gregory Stewart. Brother. I met Merle. And where were the guys off 3rd and Galvez getting their heroin? At that time, Brother, I think. All right. And you were getting heroin from McCoy Walker, correct? Or you did? It wasn't. It wasn't an ongoing thing. It just was like 1 or 2 times. Okay. Did you ever hear of something called the 39ers? Yes, I heard about it. All right. What was the 39ers? 3rd and Galvez in the 9th Ward, Gallia. Okay. And who was a part of the 39ers? Members from off 3rd and Galvez and members from out of the 9th Ward. All right. The 10 guys at this table, were they from the 39ers? Yes. Objection, Judge. Objection, Judge. He hasn't even named any of the... Objection sustained. You're leading. Go ahead. He can say no. Were the 10 people at this table part of the 39ers? Yes. Objection. Judge, if there's 20, it's still leading. Objection sustained. Rephrase your question. All right. How many people were part of the 39ers? It was a lot. Was Terrius Oni a part of the 39ers? Correct. Was Ashton Price or Pound part of the 39ers? Correct. Okay, Your Honor. Leading. You're still leading, counsel. Okay. Can you tell me the members of the 39ers? Well, do you see any members of the 39ers in this courtroom? Yes. Okay. Do you know their names? Yes. A.D., Evans, Pound, T-Red, McCoy, Woody, Saul Black, Cooney, Pound. Your Honor, at this time I'd move to establish a conspiracy's been or move to say a conspiracy has been sustained. Well, I've already let you ask some co-conspirator questions, so I've already found that by preponderance of the evidence. Go ahead and proceed. All right. What was the 39ers about? Did everybody, or do most people sell drugs? Yes.